Welcome to today's reminder. I am Elevate, and I am your favorite reminder of who you truly are. As you listen, notice which reminder resonates most with you. I'd love to hear it in the comments. Today, we are talking about forgiveness. Not forgiveness as a performance. Not forgiveness as pretending something did not hurt. Not forgiveness as excusing behavior that was harmful. And not forgiveness as forcing yourself to reconnect with someone before you feel safe. We are talking about forgiveness as an identity shift. Because sometimes the past is no longer physically happening, but we continue carrying it as proof of who we are. Something happened. Words were said. Trust was broken. You felt ignored, rejected, misunderstood, abandoned, unchosen. Maybe you reacted in ways you are not proud of. Maybe you chased. Maybe you withdrew. Maybe you said too much. Maybe you stayed silent when you wanted to speak. Maybe you accepted less than you deserved. Maybe you pushed someone away before they could leave. Then time moves forward. But the identity remains. I am the one who was hurt. I am the one they did not choose. I am the one who ruined it. I am the one who cannot trust. I am the one who always gets left. I am the one who has to protect myself from love. And from that identity, you begin trying to manifest something new. You affirm that you are loved, but underneath the affirmation, you are still remembering yourself as rejected. You imagine a new relationship with your specific person, but you keep bringing the old version of them into every scene. You say, oh, they love me now. Then you remember what they did. You say, we are secure now. Then you replay the moment everything felt uncertain. You say, we communicate beautifully now. Then you prepare for the next argument. The words are new, but the identity is still standing in the past. This is why forgiveness matters. Not because your SP needs you to approve of everything that happened. Not because you are responsible for changing another person. Forgiveness matters because you deserve to stop experiencing yourself through the wound. You deserve to stop introducing yourself to every new moment as the person who was betrayed. You deserve to stop asking the past what love is allowed to look like now. Forgiveness is the decision. This happened. It affected me. But it does not get to remain my identity. That is power. You are not erasing the event. You are releasing the meaning you attached to yourself because of it. Maybe the event meant I was not enough. Maybe it meant I am easy to leave. Maybe it meant love is unsafe. Maybe it meant I cannot trust myself. Maybe it meant I always choose the wrong people. Maybe it meant once something goes wrong, it can never become new. Those meanings are not the event itself. They are the identity formed around the event. An identity can change now. There is only now. The past is not physically standing in front of you. The past exists as something you are remembering now. That does not make the memory unreal. It means the only place the past can continue defining you is in the present meaning you keep giving it. You may remember what happened, but you do not have to remember yourself as powerless inside it. You can say, yes, I was hurt, and I am not permanently wounded. Yes, I made mistakes, and I am not the mistake. Yes, they behaved in a way that disappointed me, and I do not need to carry that version of them forever. This is where forgiveness of self begins. Many people say they want to forgive their SP, but underneath that, they are still punishing themselves. They blame themselves for caring too much, for trusting, for ignoring signs, for reacting emotionally, for sending the message, for not sending the message, for staying, for leaving, for trying again, for giving up too quickly. The mind can turn anything into evidence against you. You look back with the knowledge you have now and judge the version of you who did not have it yet. But that version of you was responding from what felt true at the time. Maybe they were afraid. Maybe they wanted love. Maybe they were trying to protect themselves. Maybe they did not yet know how to communicate. Maybe they believed they had to earn connection. Maybe they believed losing someone meant losing themselves. You do not heal that version of you by shaming them. You heal them by understanding. You were trying to survive an identity you no longer choose. Forgive yourself for not knowing then what you know now. Forgive yourself for reaching for reassurance. Forgive yourself for reacting from fear. Forgive yourself for expecting rejection. Forgive yourself for returning to an old story. Forgive yourself for taking time to let it go. Forgiveness of self sounds like, I understand why I became that version of me, and I release myself from having to remain them. You are not required to keep suffering to prove that you learned. You are not required to keep replaying the pain to show that it mattered. You are not required to remain guarded to prove you will never be hurt again. The lesson does not disappear when the suffering ends. You can keep the wisdom and release the identity. That is forgiveness. Now let us talk about forgiving your specific person, because this part can become complicated. Some people believe forgiveness means deciding that nothing was wrong. It does not. Some believe forgiveness means allowing the same behavior again. It does not. Some believe forgiveness means returning to someone no matter what happened. It does not. Forgiveness and access are not the same thing. Forgiveness and reconciliation are not the same thing. Forgiveness and abandoning boundaries are not the same thing. You can forgive and still say no. You can forgive and still require change. You can forgive and still choose distance. You can forgive and still decide that love must be expressed differently in your life. Forgiveness is not a contract with another person. It is a release within yourself. You stop carrying their old behavior as an active identity. You stop saying, this is who they are forever. This is what love always becomes. This is what will happen again. You stop forcing every new moment to report to the past. When you manifest an SP from love, you are not manifesting from please undo what happened so I can finally feel worthy. You are not manifesting from please choose me so the past stops hurting. You are not manifesting from please prove I was right to believe in you. You are manifesting from I am loved, I am secure, I am respected, I am safe to receive healthy connection. Love meets me as love. That is a different identity. The wounded identity wants the SP to repair the self. The love identity does not outsource wholeness. The wounded identity says, when they apologize, I can breathe. The love identity says, I can honor my pain and still return to myself now. The wounded identity says, when they choose me, I will know I was enough. The love identity says, I was always enough. The wounded identity says, they must become different before I can stop expecting pain. The love identity says, I choose what love means in my reality now. This is not about controlling another person. It is about no longer relating to them through the same old identity. Because when you continue seeing your SP as the person who hurt you, you keep positioning yourself as the person who was hurt. Those identities belong together. The betrayer and the betrayed, the avoidant and the abandoned, the rejecter and the rejected, the person who holds all the power and the person waiting to be chosen. You cannot fully release one role while repeatedly rehearsing the other. To shift the relationship, you begin by releasing your role in the old story. I am no longer the one begging to be understood. I am no longer the one waiting to be valued. I am no longer the one expecting love to disappear. I am no longer the one watching for the next disappointment. I am no longer the one who must prove my worth. Then you decide what is true now. I am loved clearly. I am chosen naturally. I am respected consistently. I am secure in connection. I am safe being honest. I am met with maturity. Love in my life feels mutual. Notice that these statements are about your identity and your experience. They are not frantic instructions aimed at another person. They are not. They must call today. They must regret everything. They must behave exactly as I imagine. Those thoughts may come from a desire for control because control feels safer than trust. But the love identity does not need to micromanage every movement. It knows what belongs in its experience. Respect belongs here. Consistency belongs here. Honesty belongs here. Affection belongs here. Reciprocity belongs here. You are choosing the standard of love from within. The reflection then has something new to meet. Forgiveness helps because it removes the old instruction. If your dominant inner story is, they always disappoint me, they never understand me, they cannot be trusted, they choose everyone except me, they only love me when it is convenient, then, even while asking for a new experience, you are still relating to the old version. You may interpret neutral moments through that expectation. A delay becomes abandonment. A question becomes criticism. A need for space becomes rejection. A simple misunderstanding becomes proof that nothing changed. The past becomes the translator of the present. Forgiveness removes the translator. It allows you to meet the present without forcing it to repeat the old meaning. This does not mean ignoring patterns. If harmful behavior continues, you can respond clearly. You can protect yourself. You can leave. You can seek support. You can refuse access. Manifestation should never be used to pressure yourself into tolerating abuse or danger. The identity of love includes self-respect. The identity of love does not require self-abandonment. Love is not, I must accept anything to prove my faith. Love is, I know what I deserve, and I honor that knowing. Forgiving an SP does not mean you deny what they did. It means you stop making what they did the source of what you are. They may have withdrawn. You do not have to become abandoned. They may have lied. You do not have to become permanently unable to trust. They may have chosen differently. You do not have to become unchosen. They may have misunderstood you. You do not have to become impossible to love. Their action was theirs. Your identity is yours. This is where your power returns. You do not need to rewrite the factual past to choose a new self now. You can revise the meaning. The old meaning was, they left because I am not enough. The new meaning is, that experience revealed the identity I was carrying, and I choose differently now. The old meaning was, I ruined everything. Or the new meaning is, I responded from fear, and I forgive myself. The old meaning was, love always hurts. The new meaning is, I learned what does not belong in the love I choose now. The old meaning was, they will always be that person. The new meaning is, I release myself from needing to predict who anyone must remain. This is a gentle kind of revision. Not pretending, reclaiming. You reclaim yourself from the story. You stop returning to the scene as the same version of you. Think about a song attached to an old memory. For a long time, the first notes bring back the entire experience. The room, the conversation, the emotion. Your body reacts before you even think. Then one day, you hear the same song somewhere new. Maybe you are driving on a beautiful day. Maybe you are laughing with someone. Maybe you are alone and peaceful. The song begins collecting a new meaning. The old association may still exist, but it is no longer the only story the song can tell. This is what forgiveness can do. It does not delete the old memory. It stops making it the only meaning available. Your SP is not required to remain emotionally attached to one painful chapter in your mind. You can choose to see them differently, not naively, not blindly, but without forcing them to wear the old role every time you think of them. Maybe you decide, I release the version of you I kept arguing with. I release the version of you I kept fearing. I release the version of you I used to prove that I was not loved. I am no longer available for that dynamic. I choose to know myself through love. This is important. You are not saying, I need this person to become new, so I can become new. You are saying, I become new. And from this identity, I will only participate in what matches love. That may lead to a renewed relationship. It may lead to a different expression of the connection. It may lead you somewhere you did not expect. But the identity remains. I am love. I am loved. I am respected. I am secure. The goal is not to use forgiveness as another technique to get someone. Do not turn it into, I forgave them yesterday. Why have they not called? That is still checking. That is still asking the reflection to reward your inner work. Forgiveness is not a bargain. It is freedom. You forgive because you no longer want pain to be your home. You forgive because you no longer want the old story to write every new chapter. You forgive because you are ready to experience yourself differently. Then you let love be the identity. What does the love identity feel like? It does not always feel romantic. It may feel calm. It may feel clear. It may feel like no longer needing to win the old argument. It may feel like not rehearsing what you wish you had said. It may feel like remembering the person without collapsing into the memory. It may feel like knowing you can be loved without chasing. It may feel like trusting that healthy love does not require you to betray yourself. The love identity says, I do not need pain to keep me connected. This is a powerful realization. Sometimes people keep replaying hurt because it is the last place they still feel connected to the SP. The argument keeps them connected. The betrayal keeps them connected. The unanswered questions keep them connected. The mental conversations keep them connected. Letting go of the pain can feel like letting go of the person. But pain is not proof of love. You do not need to keep the wound open to preserve the connection. You can release the pain and still choose love. In fact, you make space for a cleaner form of love when you stop using suffering as the bond. You can say, I do not need to remember us through what went wrong. I can remember myself through what I choose now. I choose love that is safe, love that is clear, love that is mutual, love that respects boundaries, love that does not require guessing, love that allows both people to be whole. That is the identity you manifest from. And not, I am trying to recover what I lost. But I am someone who experiences healthy, secure love. Not, I need them to erase my pain. But I am no longer creating from pain. Not, I hope they finally see my worth. But my worth is already known within me. If this reminded you of who you really are, like this video and subscribe for more reminders. And comment, I remember who I am. Not to convince reality, not to force anything, but to mark the moment you chose to remember. I'll see you in the next reminder.